wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Today in Proverbs is what we doing, okay? Um, and for however long it takes is how long we gonna be doing it, okay? Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month. 31 chapters. So today is the 13th, and that's the chapter we'll be starting on. All right. And uh Proverbs is going to show you what to do and what not to do. That's a clear example of why I like Proverbs. It'll show you what to do. Lauren, you're the first one up in here. Florida is in the house. Thank you so very much. It'll show you what to do and what not to do. That's what Proverbs is going to teach you. All right? It'll teach you about life. And for this book to be as old as it is, it's relevant right here today. You ain't got to think about 2,000 years and none of that. Okay? And if you don't know, man, they no papered my case. Last night when I finished the Proverbs, it just dropped in my spirit. Man, call down to the court and get a status of your case. And I called this morning, and they said, man, the government, but they no paper this. They not prosecuting this. So now, and I sent an email out to the sergeant because the guy that arrested me is a real butthole, and I'm just waiting. And his sergeant was backing him up, so I know they kind of pissed. What? They ain't prosecuting this, so I'm just gonna see how long they gonna drag it out before I can get my property back. All right, that's the thing. I'm going down that Tuesday. I'm going Tuesday. I'm gonna give him. I did it today. I sent the email early this morning, and I'll give him Monday. I give him 2 business days, and if I don't hear nothing, boy, I'm going down there. What I got to do to get my stuff back? All right, because y'all can pick up the phone and see this is no paper. You can pick it up and find it out yourself. All right, let's pray and get into the word. Father, thank you for another day to gather around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, Lord, that I may precisely articulate this word to pierce the hearing, the vision, and the heart of your people, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so today is the 13th, Friday the 13th, and I'm going to be reading between the Message Bible and the New King James Version, okay, to give you a contrast. The message is a little bit relatable to today, okay, but I'm going to read both so that you can see what's being said. All right, chapter 13, verse 1. Intelligent children listen to their parents. Foolish children do their own thing. And if you got more than one kid, you've experienced this, okay? Them foolish children, boy, you can't tell them nothing. No matter how hard you try, they ain't gonna listen. All right? In the New King James Version, I'm laughing because I've had that experience. A wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. Okay? And sometimes, and this is what I learned as a single father. I can tell y'all, my children are uh, 43 and soon to be 42 this year. Last time I saw their kids, mama, they was 2 and 3. So I'm going on 40 years since I've seen my children. I don't know if she dead or alive, for real. But she ain't no stranger in my house. But this is the thing that I learned about children. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you try to do for them, they got their own will. And sometimes they will ain't your will. Okay, I got Lauren up in the house. I got Sherry up in the house. Be careful. All right. Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you. All right, in the house. Okay. All right. Verse 2. The good acquire a taste for helpful conversation. Bullies push and shove their way through life. Let me read that again. And this is chapter 13 that I'm reading out of the Message and the New King James Version. Verse 2. The good acquire a taste for helpful conversation. Bullies push and shove their way through life. In the New King James Version, it says, a man shall eat well by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the unfaithful feeds on violence. Okay? A man shall eat well by the fruit of his mouth. Okay? But the violence of the unfaithful feeds on foolishness. Now, over in chapter 18, verse 20, a man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. From the produce of his lips he shall be filled. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. That shows you just how powerful your words are. And for most Christians, including myself, we have not truly seen the manifestation power of our words. That's what most people have not experienced, the manifestation of the power of your words. But you have to keep trying. Okay? You don't give up. You have to keep trying. Keep at it. Verse 3. Careful words make for a careful life. Careless talk may ruin everything. Okay? Careful words make for a careful life. Careless talk may ruin everything. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, he who guards his mouth preserves his life, but he who opens wide his lips shall have destruction. And that simply means, man, you can't tell everything. Some things people just don't need to know. let me, let me say that again. There are some things that you need to keep to yourself, because all people gonna do is take what you tell them and hold it over your head for some kind of influence or control, and they'll use it against you. Okay? That's why it ain't good for everything come up to come out. Keep some stuff to yourself. See, I told y'all. Okay? All right? I told y'all. Proverbs is going to tell you what to do and what not to do. That's why I like this book. And it ain't about no color or no ethnicity or whether you male or female. Man, you can get something out of this book. You can get something out of this book. Okay? Verse 4. He say you can't even testify in church no more. No, you can't, because they might take that and use it against you. A lot of them be using that as leverage, buddy. Yes, indeed. You know, and see, believe it or not, we got more church hurt in the body of Christ than you could shake a stick at. I'm serious. That what I got 20 people up in here. I bet you 15 of y'all done suffered some church hurt. Maybe all 20. Maybe all 20. But I know 15 of y'all done dealt with some church hurt. All right? Verse 4. Indolence wants it all and gets nothing. The energetic have something to show for their lives. Let me look up that word indolence. And I'm going to do this because I don't want to assume that you know, when people hear a word that they know what it means. And it ain't gonna cost me nothing to look up the definition to share it with you. Okay? It says indolence want it all and gets nothing. Here's the definition. Indolence is a habitual lazy disposition or tendency to avoid work. So we're talking about a lazy person. Wants it all. Want to lay there or sit on their behind and do absolutely nothing and expect to be rewarded. Okay? All right? And expect to be rewarded. Listen, here it is in the New King James Version. It says, the soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. See, them lazy people want something for nothing. That's just it in a nutshell. And we got so many people now that don't want to put the work in and still be rewarded. It ain't happening. All right? Verse 5. A good person hates false talk. A bad person wallows in gibberish, confusion, distraction, drama. Okay? That is a bad person. In the New King James Version, it says, a righteous man hates lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. Okay? That's what it says. Verse 6. A God loyal life keeps you on track. Sin dumps the wicked in a ditch. Okay? A God loyal life keeps you on track. Sin dumps the wicked in a ditch. In the New King James Version, it says, righteousness guards him whose way is blameless, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. Ain't no good gonna come out of your wickedness, your nastiness. Ain't no good gonna come out of that. Ain't no good coming out of that. Yeah, only good come out is you gonna get the satisfaction of doing it. But ain't nothing gonna come of that. Nothing but bad. All you doing, that satisfaction that you get, you're gonna end up regretting. But one day you'll regret it. Okay? Um, verse 7. Hey y'all, I got a hell of a moderator up in here. So don't come up here acting stupid now. Okay? Cause she will check you. I'm just telling you. You see, I'm busy. But I got a hell of a moderator up in here. So if you come up here with your foolishness, you're going to be gone. I'm telling you. Verse 7. A pretentious, showy life is an empty life. A plain and simple life is a full life. A pretentious, showy life is an empty life. A plain and simple life is a full life. This is the person that always trying to show out like they got it going on. And behind on their rent, behind in their bills. But they do everything to be impressive. Y'all hold on 1 second. They do everything they can to be impressive. Okay? And it don't work. Let's see. This is what the New King James Version say. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has nothing. And one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. And I can tell you that when I was a street vendor, and I would be out in the street 2, 3 in the morning by myself, vending, never had a problem. The worse I look, the more money I had in my pocket. The trashier my van was, is where all my money was. I did that on purpose. You know, when I had a lot of money, man, my trash, man, I just take trash because see, people look at, oh man, look at all that trash, and not knowing that that's where I was hiding my money in the very thing that turned you off. Okay, was where I would hide my money in the trash in my truck. That's true. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Verse 8. The rich can be sued for everything they have, but the poor are free of such threats. When you're poor, man, they ain't trying to take you to court because they know, oh shit, I ain't gonna get nothing no way. So ain't no sense in me even wasting my time. And that's what. But when you got money, see, everybody want to come at you when they know you got some money. When you ain't got no money, man, folk ain't trying to waste. Nah, how you? Nah, you broke. I ain't no sense of me even trying to sue you. In the New King James Version, It says, the ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. People don't want to waste their time on somebody that's poor. It's just that simple. Okay? Verse 9. The lives of good people are brightly lit streets. The lives of the wicked are dark alleys. See, I told you. Proverbs is going to show you how to live right. If you're living right, this is what you're going to get. If you live in wicked, this is what you're going to get. And there ain't no in betweens. It's either one or the other. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, the light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked gonna be put out. It's gonna be put out. Yeah, you might be enjoying a little bit of success right now, but it's gonna be short-lived because you got a wicked heart. And you'll be surprised at the number of Christians who ain't gonna get into heaven because they say one thing, but behind closed doors living a totally opposite life. They wicked. Okay? Verse 10. Arrogant know-it-all stirs up discord, but wise men and women listen to each other's counsel. See, an arrogant know-it-all, you can't tell them nothing. It's always gonna be some drama with somebody that think they know everything. They got all the answers. And it ain't gonna be nothing but confusion and drama. No, you can't hide your sins from God. A lot of people try. You can hide your sins from man, but you ain't hiding your sins from God. It's just that simple. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, by pride comes nothing but strife, but with the well advised is wisdom, because they'll listen. They'll listen. And see, and you can go back and just look at different people. You'll see these things, and you'll start developing and understanding how to deal with them. Okay? And that is what this is going to show you, how to deal with them. Okay? Verse 11. Easy come, easy go, but steady diligence pays off. See, when you looking for something easy, you taking a shortcut. Let me say that again. When you looking for something easy, you taking a shortcut. And most people who tried to take a shortcut to get to something, it ends up blowing up in their face. All right? In the New King James Version, it says, wealth gained by dishonesty will be diminished, but he who gathers by labor will increase. Man, when you get out here and you put the work in, you might not see right away the results, but they coming. Don't fall to the temptation to cheat and be dishonest. That's the mistake that you're making. Don't make that mistake. Verse 12. Unrelenting disappointment leaves you heartsick, but a sudden good break can turn life around. Listen, unrelenting disappointment leaves you heartsick, but a sudden good break can turn life around. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, hope deferred make the heart sick, but when the desire comes, man, it's a tree of life. And that's just like, you keep trying. And then one day, one of your ideas click. Okay? Because you didn't give up. All right? You don't give up. And see, when one of your ideas click, now you have the resources to go back and, as that saying, a rising tide raise all boats. See, once you get one boat that's generating some income, now you can go to your other boats and start getting them on course. All right? Okay? Listen, listen. Um, um, okay, that's your prerogative. All right? That's your prerogative. But this is what I choose to do. And I would kindly ask you, let me see who this is. Let me take a look at you. Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. Let me take a look at you. Let me take a look at you. Let me take a look at you. Who we got here? Starboy. Let me take a look at you. Starboy. 9 subscribers. Starboy. Let's see when you came on. September 1st, 2025. And you want to come up in here swinging big dick. Man, get gone. Get gone. Go. Instead of you up in here starting something. See, this is what I'm talking about. Instead of worrying about what I'm doing, how come you ain't trying to get you some subscribers so you can go live? So I'm going to get rid of you myself. Okay? Get out of here. I'm going to get rid of you. Get out of here. All right? You gone. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, you gone. You gone. Matter of fact, let me remove this. There we go. All right? This is what I'm talking about. Instead of coming in and enjoying whatever, you got to come in and put your, but you ain't got no subscribe, ain't nobody following you. But you got so much advice. Man, get real. Get real. Okay? Verse 13. Ignore the word and suffer. Honor God's commands and grow rich. Okay? Ignore the word and suffer. Honor God's command and grow rich. In the New King James Version, it says, he who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who fears the commandment will be rewarded. Why? Because you got respect, man. See, that fear of God that they're talking about is reverence. Out of respect, I ain't gonna do this because I know the consequences. And that's what happens, man, when you start getting enlightenment. Some things you just ain't gonna do because you know the consequences. You go to, I mean, see, because when some things present themselves to you, you go to the end of that thing and look at, if I do this, this is what the possibility of what can happen. See, you ain't caught up in the glory. You ain't caught up in the hoopla and the hurrah. What's going on? Thank you for joining me. Okay? Verse 14. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life. So no more drinking from death tainted wells. In the New King James Version, it says, the law of the wise is a fountain of life to turn one away from the snares of death. And all you can do is tell people, okay, what the consequences are. They choice what they want to do. It's their choice. You can't, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. Okay? And all you got to do is lead them. If they want to drink, they will. If they don't, you've done your part. You've done your part. And you can't feel bad about that. Okay? All right? Verse 15. Sound thinking makes for gracious living, but liars walk a rough road. Sound thinking makes for gracious living, but liars walk a rough road. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, good understanding gains favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. When you live a wicked life, yeah, you're going to have some moments where you having fun, but that's going to soon come to an end. Ain't no good coming out of that. Ain't no good coming out of it. It's just that simple. Okay? So you can do all this stuff if you want to. Ain't no good, man. It's best to treat people right. Because ain't no good gonna come out of that evil wickedness that you're doing. Verse 16. A common sense person lives good sense. Fools litter the country with silliness. Okay? Common sense person lives good sense. Fools litter the country with silliness. In the New King James Version, it says, every prudent man acts with knowledge, but a fool lays open his folly. Acting up. Whatever comes up, comes out with a fool. But a prudent man is going to learn how to keep his mouth shut. And let me tell you something. People will only know how much you know when you start opening your mouth. That's when they going to know. Okay? That's the only way they going to know. Because you can't keep your mouth closed. And a wise person sometimes will play dumb just to see what you got to say. It's just that simple. Verse 17. Irresponsible talk make a real mess of things, but a reliable reporter is a healing presence. Irresponsible talk make a real mess of things because they always got drama, confusion, distraction. That's irresponsible. Some of y'all work with some people like that. Some of y'all got them people in your family. In the New King James Version, it says, a wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a faithful ambassador brings help. Okay? Boy, I'm telling you, man, you cutting out a lot. Thank you. You cutting a lot of jokers out today, buddy. All right. Verse 18. Refuse discipline and end up homeless. Embrace correction and live an honored life. Because you listen. See, when you refuse discipline, can't nobody tell you nothing. And even when somebody step and try to correct you, you get offended. See, that's when you know you're dealing with a fool. When you try to correct somebody and they get offended, man, keep it moving. You're dealing with a fool because they don't want to hear the truth. They ain't interested in the truth. And you wasting your time sitting there arguing with that kind of a person. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, poverty and shame will come to him who disdain correction, but he who regards a rebuke will be honored. And the only way you can learn from your mistakes is you can accept rebuke. Because when matter of fact, let me give you the definition of rebuke. Rebuke. Rebuke is a sharp, stern expression of disapproval or reprimand. Rebuke is a sharp, stern expression of disapproval or reprimand. And you got some people right now that will not take the rebuke of God. They won't take the rebuke of God and wondering why their life is so jacked up. They won't even listen to God. What you think they're going to do for you? Verse 19. Souls who follow their hearts thrive. Fools bent on evil despise matters of soul. Let me read that again. Souls who follow their hearts thrive. Fools bent on evil despise matters of the soul. In the New King James Version, it says, a desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but is an abomination to fools to depart from evil. They ain't gonna do what's right. It ain't even in them to do what's right. That's a fool. When it ain't in them to do what's right, no matter how many chances you give them, they ain't gonna do what's right. That's a fool. Okay? Verse 20. Become wise by walking with the wise. Hang out with fools and watch your life fall to pieces. Become wise by walking with the wise. Hang out with fools and watch your life fall to pieces. Ain't gonna be no rest. And eventually, you're gonna start picking up the habits of the people that you hang around. If they good, you're gonna pick up some good habits. If they bad, you're gonna pick up some bad habits. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, he who walked with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. And sometimes when you're hanging around with the wrong people, you can be destroyed from hanging around with the wrong people, and you get caught up. Verse 21, disaster entraps sinners, but God loyal people get a good life. Didn't say you wouldn't go through nothing. Didn't say you won't experience some adversity, but you're going to come out of it. Because the Bible say a good man can fall 7 times and get back up again, but that wicked man going to fall once and be destroyed. In the New King James Version, it says evil pursues sinners, but the righteous good shall be repaid. And a lot of people don't want to do good because they worry about what the person what the person gonna do. What they do with it ain't coming back to you. You do something good out of your heart, that's what's coming back to you. What that person did with it, that's coming back for them. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Hold on a second here. Let me show you something. See, you can pretty much look at people's questions and know who they are. Okay, uh, this person, Leah, whoever this is, talking about please pray for all, just joined January 6th, 2026. Just see, I can look at the question and tell, man, I got a troll up in here. Okay, I got a troll. Because see, my thing is, man, pray for yourself. You coming up asking, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. And you coming up here asking for prayer. I don't know what kind of life you living. Okay? I got him. I got him. I just got him. I got him. I erased him. I got him out. I got him out. Let me see, make sure. Yeah, I got him. I got him. Let's see here. Let me remove this. Remove this. And remove this. I got him. And see, and some of them will come up here in disguise. But I can look at their questions and know, man, I got a troll up in here. Let's go. Verse 22. A good life get passed on to the grandchildren. Ill-gotten wealth ends up with good people. Let me read that again. A good life get passed on to the grandchildren. Ill-gotten wealth ends up with good people, because the wealth of the sinners is laid up for the just. There's going to be a wealth transfer before Jesus come back. Okay? There's going to be a wealth transfer. Listen, in the New King James Version, it says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. And that's living a good life, man. You ain't perfect. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you're not perfect. You're not harmful. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. You ain't gonna cheat, steal, lie, or deceive anybody. When you live a righteous lifestyle, didn't say you wouldn't cuss a mofo out, okay? But you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody when you live a righteous lifestyle. And there is a reward when you live that kind of lifestyle. It ain't easy, man. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's possible. Verse 23, banks foreclose on the farms of the poor, or else the poor lose their shirt to crooked lawyers. Listen, banks foreclose on the farms of the poor, or else the poor lose their shirts to crooked lawyers. In the New King James Version, it says, much food is in the fallow ground of the poor, and for lack of justice, there is waste. Okay? All right? Verse 24, a refusal to correct is a refusal to love. Love your children by disciplining them. Let me say that again. A refusal to correct is a refusal to love. Love your children by disciplining them. Let me read the New King James Version and I'm going to give you an example. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. And you ever seen these parents and they be out and their kids do something and they oh, that's so cute. Baby acting a fool. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. Shit. I wish my kids would. I just one look. You gonna know, man, I ain't pleased. You better go sit your ass down somewhere. You see, but them parents that when the kids were young and it was cute, see, they grow up to be out of control. See, they gonna grow up with no respect. Because eventually that disrespect is gonna come to you. Because that's the way you raise them. It ain't cute, man. This is why we got too many kids who parents think, oh, what they do, oh, look how cute that is. Oh, that's so cute. Instead of snatching a knot in them. See, you wanna be friends with them. No, I ain't friends with my children. I'm not friends with my kids. I'm their father. I'm not their friend. I'm their father. And I'm gonna treat them like that. So when I ain't gonna play. And you can mess with a lot of things, but my children ain't one of them. Let me say that again. You can mess with a lot of things, even at this age, but my children ain't one of them. They ain't one of them. And I'm not gonna stand aside and watch you mess with my children. Man, there are two kids sitting on the Board of Education right now in Washington, D.C. because of my fight for my son. My son ran for to be the student representative on the Board of Education and did everything right, ran unopposed. And the day that they came, a kid walks in with 10 of his classmates and they reopen up the nomination. And that kid won. Paul Vance, who used to be in Silver Spring, came to be the superintendent of DC. And I was at Ballou High School at a Board of Education meeting. And I told him, look, sir, don't mess with my child. You're going to wake up and I'm going to be in your dream. Wherever you go, you're going to fix this. You're going to do this right. Okay? My son did what's right, and you ain't going to discourage him from doing what is right. And they ended up saying, we'll let both of them sit. Man, I ain't went to court. I'm serious. I went to court. Okay? Nah, you ain't messing with my child, man. And see, I told y'all, a lot of people, when they start giving you some examples, they always got to use somebody else's life because they don't have that example in theirs. Okay? So they'll tell you what somebody else did because it ain't in their life. I can show you a lot of these scriptures. I can show it to you in my life, what I have experienced. Okay? Verse 25. An appetite for good brings much satisfaction, but the belly of the wicked always wants more. Listen to this. An appetite for good brings much satisfaction, but the belly of the wicked always want more. In the New King James Version, it says, the righteous eat to the satisfying of his soul, but the stomach of the wicked shall be in want. Because they're greedy. They're greedy. That's a good sign of greed. When you always want more, you ain't satisfied with what you got. Okay? And that's the end, man. That's the end of chapter 13. I hope y'all got something out of that. And hey man, see, when they took discipline out of the schools, that's when everything went bad. As a matter of fact, they've taken discipline out of the home. Right now, man, you can discipline your child and they can call the police and get you arrested for discipline. And that's why this country right now is in such chaos. Okay? Because discipline has been removed. And here's the sad part. These same kids we talking about are going to be the ones responsible for us when we old and can't fight for ourselves. These are the children that's going to be responsible for us. And look, the trouble that we're in. Okay? Look at the trouble we're in because of the people who's going to be responsible, man, when we can't defend ourselves. It's just that simple. We in for some mess right now. Okay? We in for some mess, man. And until we can bring back this stuff, ain't nothing gonna change. It's gonna only get worse. It's gonna only get worse. And that's the truth. It's only gonna get worse. All right. So that's it, man, for the day in Proverbs. Bernie, I ain't seen him up in here, but he asked me to start doing. I used to do Saturday in Proverbs, but I'm like, this is, man, do it every day, cause we got a lot going on in the world. We got a lot going on in the world, and every day, man, some people need some reminders, cause you never know what person has gone through in the course of a day. You don't. You don't know. And right now, man, there are some people that's really, really going through some things. And some of them don't have nobody that they can confide in. They got to deal with this all alone because they don't have nobody that they can trust. That's the sad part. All of these Christians that we got, but yet people in trouble can't trust them. All right. I'd like to see. I'd like to see. I'd like to. We're gonna have to. If we don't, we're gonna perish together. Well, no, we ain't gonna perish together because God gonna always take care of His children. God is always. He's always gonna take care of His children. See, that's guaranteed. When the stuff hit the fan, man, the righteous have a refuge. Is the wicked man that's gonna be left out in the storm. That's when you live a righteous lifestyle, man, you can call on God. He'll cover you with his feathers. But that wicked person, they ain't got nowhere to go. They ain't got nowhere to go. Man, in fact, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Because I read this all the time. But let me show you. This is Isaiah chapter 58. And I'm gonna start at verse 8. Then your light shall break forth like the morning. Your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry, and he will say, Here I am. Because you live a righteous lifestyle. And when you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't got to be worried about what's coming up behind you because God got your back. Okay? God has your back. All right? And you can pay attention to what's in front of you. Because that's how the wicked fall. They so busy looking over their shoulders that they can't see where they're going. And they stumble and fall. Because they're too busy trying to cover their back. Look, but when God is watching your back, man, you can keep your eyes straight in front of you. You ain't got to worry about what's coming up behind you. Because God is your protection. God is your shield when you live a righteous lifestyle. And righteousness ain't perfect. You just don't take advantage of nobody. You don't use nobody. You don't mistreat nobody. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you are helpful when you live a righteous lifestyle. If anybody is used, it might be you, because people will take advantage of your kindness. And that's the truth. And don't get upset when somebody do take advantage of your kindness. Don't get upset, because you just learned the characteristics of that person. And the next time you see it, you'll know it. See, that's what you have to do. Pay attention to the character of people, especially those that try to take advantage of you. Because when you see it again, and you'll know not to get caught in that trap. That's how you learn. Okay? Man, anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions? It's the floor is open. Okay? The floor is open. Any question? Yes, use discernment. But see, you can't use discernment if you got a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, a lot of confusion going on in your head. See, you not discernment ain't gonna be able to break through that, because you got too much stuff going on in your head. That's why a lot of y'all need to turn that television off, man. You need to turn that TV off. You really do, because you're being programmed. I have a question. Uh, I'm a non-believer, but I have righteous lifestyle, good moral, and I'm always to people that will happen to me from a Christian perspective in life and afterlife. Uh, but what is your question, though? That's a statement. But what is your question? No, I don't know the first English translated Bible. No, I don't. Um, uh, well, if you're good to people, man, see, you say you're a non-believer, but look at the times that you called God's name or Jesus' name, but you say you're a non-believer. But look how many times you use Jesus and God's name as a non-believer. Okay, as a non-believer. All right. My question is, will God let into heaven if He's real and I am a non-believer? Um, well, first of all, you're gonna have to believe. You gotta believe. You see, you saying you're a non-believer. That's something you're saying, but are you really? Because if you was a non-believer, then you wouldn't help people. You take advantage of them. You wouldn't be good to people if you're a non-believer. See, non-believer wouldn't do the positive things. Okay, all right, and we talking about just look at it. If you're a non-believer, why are you helpful to people? Why are you kind to people? So it must be, goodness must be instilled in you somewhere. Now you have to ask, why am I confused about this? That's what you need to ask yourself. Why is there confusion concerning this? Because you live in a lifestyle of a believer, but you say you're a non-believer. But you live in the lifestyle of a believer. So there's some confusion there somewhere. Okay? There's some confusion. If you don't believe, man, you ain't gonna be kind to people. If you don't believe, you ain't gonna do right by people. If you don't believe, it's impossible. See, because if you're a non-believer, you're wicked. But you ain't showing the characteristics of a wicked person. Okay? So, man, ask God. Just go and see, turn that television off and sit down and talk to God. He'll tell you, talk to God. Ask God to show you. I, I mean, it's just that simple, man. Okay? Uh, Thank you, Australia. Thank you. I mean, hey, man, I'm 73. I've been around a minute. Okay? Yeah, get off the cell phone. Talk to God, man. A lot of people don't even want to sit down and have a conversation with God. They'll talk to everybody else but God. Sit down, man. Sit down. Turn that TV off and sit down and just have a talk with God. Listen to the thoughts, man. Look at the thoughts you be thinking. See, the problem with most of y'all can't stand silence. That's why you always got to have some noise going on around you, because silence will drive you crazy. But it's in that silence, okay, that you're going to hey man, listen, I got a testimony now. Look, on the 24th of February, I was arrested for panhandling, and I was supposed to go to court on the 19th. After I did the Today in Proverbs, Spirit of God said, man, call and find out the status of your case tomorrow. Call down to the courthouse and find out the status of your case. And I called down, and the lady was very kind. And she said, Mr. Folden, your case has been no paper. They're not going to pursue that. I said, do I have to show up in court? She said, no, it's no paper. They're not pursuing that. It's just that simple. But yet, I had some people trying to throw a stumbling block in my way. Okay? Uh it was this guy, he's been after me for a minute. Uh he's been after me for a minute, and he still didn't get me. he still didn't get me. So now that they ain't gonna prosecute that, so let's see if you're gonna waste your time doing it again. Because and I done already filed a complaint with Internal Affairs. So let's see if you're gonna keep picking at me. Now that you see they ain't got time for that. Okay? They don't have time for that. And see, and I guarantee you, every cop in that division knows. Oh, they gossip. They gossip. They sit there and talk about what things that are going on, and every one of them know, oh man, that thing with Truth Conductor was no paper. All of them gonna know it was no paper. Okay? Yeah. Oh no, I ain't worried about that, man. I sent an email to his sergeant, because his sergeant told me they was keeping my property until court. And I emailed him. I said, man, there was no paper. What's my next step to getting back my property? And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting, just to see what they gonna do. But see, and my website might be up next week. It's ready, boy. I got to tweak it a little bit, but my website is ready. It's ready. TrueConductor.com, boy, it's coming. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I will always be able to give them credit for pushing me to finally get that thing off the ground. So now I got to get me some more signs with Truth Conduct, because I only have Truth. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. See, this is my sign, right? Oh, y'all can't see it. Doggone it. Uh, let me see. Let me see. I don't even have a picture. But that truth. Stop hating each other because you disagree. Okay. So now I got to, and I have True Conductor. I got to put truthconductor.com. So now people can go to my website, and I'm waiting for a news event, man, where I can show that sign. Stop hating each other because you disagree. Truthconductor.com. That's right. Waiting for the next event, and it's coming. Cause and see, and let me tell y'all something. In life, it ain't who you know, it's who knows you. Okay? You know a lot of people that don't know you, but who knows you can make the world go round. See, and I don't even know, because Secret Service, I mean, we right there on camera, they saw me getting arrested. Um, this is the chief of police right here. Look at this. Look at this. That's the chief of police of Secret Service. Gave this to me. He came up with a new electric car. And I was telling the people, and he said, tell him it's electric. And I said, man, I be trying to help y'all. He says, much appreciated, and walked over and gave me this coin right here. The chief, what it says, Richard McCauley, the 23rd chief of Secret Service, gave me this coin right here. Okay? I got this from the chief. And who knows? And somebody could have called down to, hey man, don't leave that guy alone. Okay? Leave him alone. Somebody could have spoke up on my behalf that I'm not even aware of. Because they've been watching me for 6 years. And they know. Because if I get up animated, man, you done something. Because otherwise, I'm sitting there minding my business, entertaining people. But if I become animated, and they'll come on that quick, hey, Truth, you all right? Everything good? And if I got a problem, I tell them, man, this is my problem right here. And I was trying to go down there with a boombox. And I had to carry it on my shoulder, had too much stuff to carry. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna even do it. The next time I go back down there, man, I'm gonna have my stuff back again. And people gonna say, and gonna come and say, man, we miss you. Because I know my music is entertaining, even to the people that's going back and forth to work every day, be enjoying my music. And a lot of them saw me getting arrested. They saw it. Sure did. And for me to come back and say, hey, I'm back. I'm back. Yes, I am. I am. And it'll be at the right time, too. I guarantee you. Okay? I guarantee you. It's going to be at the right time. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. But no, man, just do right by people. Do right by people. I'm a witness. Do right by people. God can do right by you. God can't do right by you if you ain't doing right by people. God can't do nothing for you. You going out here taking advantage of people, using people, lying to people, stealing from people. You think God gonna do something for you? Bernie, There's the guy, y'all. That's the guy right there. Asked me to start doing good back and say, can you start back Saturday in Proverbs? And I just said, you know what? With the stuff people are going through today, I'm just gonna start doing it every day. Bernie, I'm gonna do it every today in Proverbs and just put the date so people will know it's not a repeat. That's what I'm gonna do, man. Cause maybe it's some people out here need some help. Cause time's getting ready to get challenging. This is the guy right here, Bernie. He's the one right here. This is why I'm doing this. Cause he asked me to do, and man, that dude blesses me. Let me tell you, that dude blesses me. Okay? And if he asks me to do something, I gotta be stupid not to. Gotta be stupid. So that's who you think. This is why I'm doing this. And every night, 8 o'clock, I'm gonna be here with Today in Proverbs. And we're gonna keep doing it until some people find, and I know this work, y'all. I know it works. I done seen it in my own family. Proverbs working. I've seen it in my own family. So I ain't got no doubts about it. None whatsoever. And all I can do is just share you because like I told you, Proverbs is gonna show you what to do and what not to do. And it'll show you if you do the right thing, this is what's gonna happen. If you do the wrong thing, this is what you can expect. That's what you get out of Proverbs. That's what you get out of Proverbs. And so many people right now just don't know. They just don't know. And somebody got to try to help. All right? All right, y'all. So Gino say the world need people like me. Man, I'm just trying to do my part, man. I'm just I'm just trying to do my part. And see, you know, when I got the name Truth Conductor, is the definition, man, that's just a messenger from God. Anybody can be a truth conductor. I just look like one. That's the only difference. I just happen to look like a conductor. But anybody, see, cause if I take this hat off and say, man, I'm a truth conductor, you don't say, what is he smoking? What is he talking about? He the truth conductor. Because you can't connect the dots. But when I put this hat on, and I tell you, man, I'm the true conductor. Now you can connect the dots. You see it, okay? You see it. And you notice how many people that'll come up in here and say, hey, why you wearing that hat? Because I stand out, okay? I stand out. And I'm just trying to share with you the experiences that I've learned in my 73 years. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay? I can show it to you in my life. I ain't gotta use nobody else's life. I show it to you in my life. Okay? Of some of these examples. And you got a whole lot of people out here calling themselves life coaches. And they gotta use somebody else's life as an example to get your money and you falling for it. And none of that stuff they teaching you can they show you in their own personal lives. But they want your money. And a lot of y'all listen to me, y'all. Some of these folk, you can be scrolling through social media and see some of these people talking about they life coaches. And so if you manifesting something, why are you looking like a bum? And you talking about manifestation. How come you can't show the manifestation that you talking about? But you gonna tell people, but they look at you and you look like you done came out of the trailer park. That's how you looking. And you expect for people to follow what you trying to say. And you have no success on you whatsoever. And you want people to follow you. All of these young kids, man, all of a sudden they got all of this sage advice for you. Come on, man. And you got all them different colors in your hair. And you want people to follow your advice. Y'all need to take a look at some of these people that's trying to teach you some stuff. If you don't see it on them, why you listening to them? Because if I'm telling you something, you should be able to see it on my life. It should be some evidence in my life. It's just that simple. All right? All right, y'all. I told you. Listen, I found, man, I found this picture. This picture right here is, matter of fact, that's Vera Oe. This lady right here, that's the one that gave this thing. Okay, this guy is making me a honorary king of Cameroon. Yeah, look how young I am. That's about 30 years ago. Okay, look how young I am. And he's making me an honorary king of Cameroon. And when he was doing that, Spirit of God say, you're gonna experience this later in life. This ain't for right now, but later you're gonna experience this. I'm telling you. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. So be blessed, man. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Okay, for today in Proverbs. And if I get something that is pressing, um, I'll come back. I'll come back during the day. If God give me a message that He wants me to convey before 8 o'clock tomorrow, I'll come back and do it. Okay? So thank everybody, man. I appreciate it so very much. Okay? Appreciate all the love. All right?